for me now, I'm learning that it's more important to be righteous than to be right. I've tried to be right. This is right. This is an injustice. This is a travesty. I'm right. But I've been very unrighteous and still right. Oh my God, because you can attack someone completely right, but it doesn't resolve anything. It doesn't it doesn't solve your problem. So I understand now that the battlefield and that the war is so much greater than what we see before us.
Is it wrong to empathize with people that are mentally sick, especially when they do effed up stuff? Is it wrong to empathize with them because you understand that they're passing on trauma, most likely because trauma was passed on to them? Whether that's physical abuse, verbal abuse, mental abuse, people usually are not just born evil. I don't think people are inherently evil, and I feel like as humans, we have the tendency to have a little bit of a God complex. We will label people as completely good or completely bad without considering the complexities that made this person who they are. But that doesn't mean you don't hold them accountable. That doesn't mean you excuse their actions. It just means you're not going to just demonize them and label them as the devil or this evil person, because you understand spiritually that hurt people hurt people. And we've all hurt people. Nobody's perfect. But some people have generational patterns they might not break free from. I'm not gonna lie, that makes me sad because I'm an empathetic person. But I believe anything is possible, so I still pray for their healing. I was molested when I was 3. And believe it or not, I forgive the person who did it. And when I told people that I forgave this person, they were like, oh my God, like I would never forgive somebody for that. Like, I can't believe you forgive him. But just because you forgive somebody doesn't mean you have to reconcile. It doesn't mean you have to be close to that person. Because like I said, we should hold people accountable for the things that they do. But you can also have empathy for that person and forgive that person. I was actually watching the James Brown movie on Netflix. And I was like, damn, I didn't realize he went through all that. And I also didn't know that, he did some effed up stuff. But it's like, as I was watching it, I felt empathy for him because they kept showing him as a child. And I just couldn't help to think about how he was feeling as a child when all that stuff was happening, especially between his parents. I was really putting myself in his shoes when I was watching this movie. I'm like, man, he really went through a lot. He had a lot of trauma. That would explain why he ended up passing on some trauma to some other people when he became an adult. As I was watching this movie, I couldn't help but think, he's not perfect, but he's also not inherently evil. He's just hurt. And I feel like that's a lot of people. But it's hard to make a person see that they're hurt, and it's hard to make them realize and understand where that hurt and pain comes from. But even once they understand that, they still have to do the work to heal. So it's really a process, and you really have to give people grace. And if you have to stay away from them and keep your distance, just pray for their healing. Let's all try to work on humanizing each other and not so much demonizing each other, because I feel like it's really easy to do with the whole cancel culture. But we have to understand humans are gonna fuck up. We are all sinners. We are born sinners. We should give each other grace and understanding and understand that hurt people hurt people.